Ladies and gents, welcome back to The Random. It's your host, SmallwoodWorldWide. We're back again with another video. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope video to step to. You know what time it is. We got Big Bill in the building. We got the Goodman brothers in the building. I'm talking about Arch, Greg, and T. And I'm Smallwood Worldwide. And this is our Takeoff Sports Talk show. So, you know everything is better in slow motion. Today, we're bringing you our shock value episode. And to kick off our three topics today, we're going to talk about the NBA. You know ball, we know ball. Let's dive into it. So, lately, you have the MVP of the NBA. It's up for debate. Everybody talks about the 65 games and all that. Victor Wembanyama said, I'm going to let this game do this talking. I'm going to show you some stuff that you ain't never seen before. And, oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you, I should not only win Defensive Player of the Year, I should be league MVP. Luka wants to be league MVP. The kid in Oklahoma City wants to be MVP, but he, doesn't want to talk about it, wants to let his game do his talking. Shout out to the push-offs there. Listen, how do we feel about players who are advocating verbally that they want to be MVP of the league, specifically in this case, the NBA? Greg, I'm going to start with you.
You said,
Are we
they advocate?
Yeah. Are we for or against players being able to say they want to be the MVP if their game can or cannot back it up?
If their game can back it up, definitely talk your shit. I'm with it. Just like we saw Embiid do the same thing. He talked his way straight into a chip, and he ain't ever did nothing. So yeah, if you feel like you got it, you can talk that and back it up. Because I mean, basically, pretty much everybody who wins the award in some way, shape, or form, they be trying. Like some people try and play humble, but for the most part, they all talking that shit. Whether it's just not on camera. Wemby had the balls to go ahead and be like, hey, look, I'm the man and this is what it is. Because you got to account for defense, baby. You got to account for defense. I mean, he doing all this. I ain't that far behind him on points, but come to the paint and talk to me. So I like it, man. Talk your shit till they stop you. And which Yoke did actually. Yoke put that game on his ass. But
say his levels of this fella, you still got a ways to grow.
Yeah.
Nah. Love it. T, what you got?
We'll see how that falls in 5 years.
Wemby just gonna walk up and drop the ball in the basket like a rookie.
Yeah.
Go ahead, T. Sorry about that.
I don't have an issue with it. As long as there's no whining and pleading their case. If they're asked a question, then I'm good with them giving an honest answer if they feel like they should be MVP. I mean, they should be if they should be feeling confident, right? They're professional athletes. And really, I respect them saying how they actually feel because this could go terribly wrong if the voters don't really like what they had to say. So they might you could just as easily talk yourself out of an MVP, right? By getting up there and running your mouth. So it takes a certain measure of guts to do that. So I mean, I respect guts, of course. I don't want to hear the whine and pleading, but if you get up there and say, "Hey, man, I'm out there doing my thing every night. These guys know who's the best. It's me.
Yep.
You guys should give me the MVP." I'm totally good with that.
Nice. Arch, what you got?
Well, I mean, part of your responsibilities, it's a media game because the media helps to vote on who the MVP is. At least I believe that's how the system kind of works. So, I mean, whether you're talking to, your hometown reporter or you're just getting a good rapport with the national guys where they're like, oh, he's a good guy, he's a decent guy. Either way, I mean, people are lobbying all the time in every way. But the biggest way to lobby is to go out there and prove that you're the best. And if you can back it up with some talk, I think that that's good too. And like I like what TJ said when he said that, you have to go out there after you talk it could backfire on you, but you got to go out there and like prove it. So you're putting something on the line to make it to where people have to make up their minds about you. And that's a ballsy move, especially nowadays. People don't usually put themselves in a predicament where if they lose, they'll get egg on their face. It's kind of like fighting, people don't fight no more, right? Because it's like if you lose, then what? I feel embarrassed or whatever. But no, nowadays they're like, I would rather go out saying my piece and then going out and trying to back that up as opposed to just sitting quietly and and maybe not having the thing go your way and you pouting in the media later, then you look like a crybaby. So I think that lobbying should be done, especially because, like I said, if you're Michael Jordan was the best when he was playing, right? But it didn't hurt that everybody in the media liked Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? That didn't hurt at all. Everybody liked him. He was a great interview. So yeah.
I love it. I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna let Bill take us home on this topic. So I have no problem with it. Are you surprised? Not me. I like trash talk. You know why? It's good for the game. All that friendliness and patting on the back and hey, I like your shorts. Yo, you gonna wear my shoes tomorrow? Nah. I like Wimby saying he's coming to take it, and he's taking it. And on both pause that. On both ends of the court, Wimby's out there balling. Got a little out of pocket there, yo. You know what time it is. But I think that I love watching Wimby play because he's fearless at this point, and his play is extending beyond the court. The fact that he feels comfortable articulating this at this point in his career, this early in his career, and then going out there basically saying what you're going to do about it, I got nothing but respect for that. I think it makes for a more competitive game, whereas we've seen a lack of that sometimes in the basketball lately. I do think that seeing Luka go out there and showcase that he wants it badly, despite media members trying to say, I'm looking at you, Rachel Nichols, that he doesn't play the other end of the court. You didn't feel that same way about James Harden. Listen, Luka's out there shining and he makes it look way easier than what it is. But I love the trash talk. I love the lobbying. I want to see more of that. Keep talking, fellas. Bill, what you got?
Yeah, I agree with y'all. I'm fine with the trash talk, especially since it's the media that's driving the pick. And especially when you got like some susceptible folks like like folks on Around the Horn, you know what I mean? Tony Kornheiser, man, all these dudes, these old dudes used to be on the sports. Y'all remember the sports reporters used to come on Sunday
Yeah,
morning?
yeah,
These
I
dudes up
remember.
here, man, they up there sitting in a round table talking, man. And they the most they done over the past years is get paper cuts on their hands, man. I'm fine with folks talking and explaining. Like you look at somebody like Jokic, like I would love it. I know he's not gonna do it, but I would love it if Jokic say, "Man, SGA, all he do is push off, man." You know what I mean? They had 20. If he were to come out and say, "Hey, all he does is push off," and they had first round picks for the past 15 years, they should have the best record in the league. If he were to do that, that would affect the MVP race. But he's
Sure
not.
would.
But so I'm all for it. I'm all for Wimby talking, man. I'm never gonna take anything away from somebody that's talking to their accolades and speaking up on what they're
Yeah.
doing, man. So shout out to him, man. And we against all the folks that push off when they go into the cup, man. We against that altogether. Killing the league. Sorry.
All facts, that no cap. Listen, shout out to Wimby. Shout out to Luca. Shout out to Jokic. Shout out to everybody that talks the talk and backs it up. Listen, may the best man win. We're looking forward to seeing who gets that league MVP. But for now, we're going to talk about some folks who maybe had a few MVPs, a few All NBAs, people who had illustrious careers. And we're going to talk about your top three NBA players who you feel deserved a farewell tour, but they may not have gotten a farewell tour. So, with that, I'm going to start with you, T. Then we're going to jump to Aj. Who are your top three players that you felt deserved a farewell tour, but never got one?
Now, I did not include players that I mean there's a ton of great players that did not get a send off, and a decent number of those didn't really want one. Like they
Right.
didn't fit their personalities and stuff. So I didn't put any of those guys on my list because it's just not who they were, right? But the three that I have, I was like, I think it would have been really cool to see them do a farewell tour based on their personalities and the kind of players that they were. It would have been nice to see them get appreciated more. So I'm just gonna go list the three real quick.
For sure.
Um, One of them I got is Tim Hardaway, right?
Ooh.
Ooh.
He was a good player. I love that move that he had, the UTEP two-step. I don't remember what he averaged from a points perspective, but he was a really good point guard. I mean,
What's a good
I don't know if he was in the Hall of Fame or not. I don't know if he got in. He did get in. Okay,
Yeah.
good, good, good. I think he deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a pretty long and should have been, I think, maybe more celebrated career. based on his skill set and what he introduced to the game. You know, a lot of the point guards now got some of their flair and what's the word, panache from from Tim Hardaway from his game. So I throw an SAT word in there. All right, so I got and I also got Carmelo on my list. I thought he was a really great offensive player. And, you know, he didn't get his, I mean, people love Carmelo, but they didn't get a chance to really show him love towards the end of his career because it was kind of a weird yo-yo kind of situation, you know,
Yep.
where he was in the league and then he was out of the league and he was back in for a little while. But I would have liked to have seen him get appreciated. And then the other guy on my list, of course, is Mr. Kevin Garnett. He's such a big
That's a good
personality,
one.
big ticket. You know, it would have been really nice to see him go through the different cities getting love. And who knows what kind of cool things he would have said. They put a mic in his face in all the cities.
Get dunked on or something.
Yo, what?
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 My bad. Pardon.
Yo,
Pardon.
Yo, Osh, let them know what you got.
Pardon.
man, hold on. Let me first of all shout out to TJ, not Bill. Shout out to TJ
My
for the
bad.
KG love.
Yeah, I'm
We
sorry.
appreciate we appreciate it. Wolves and nine. Listen, I think that I had KG down on my list, but I did have a fourth person, so I'm gonna just pivot to those three. But it would have been something to put a microphone in Kevin Garnett's face every time, like right before he went out. That would have been fantastic.
Oh,
My
yeah.
number one person is Allen Iverson. Allen
Yeah.
Iverson gave his all to the game. I mean, like he went out, even though he went out early and people were like, oh, his game is falling off. He was still averaging like upper teens, lower 20s. And you got to remember, Allen Iverson's as tall as I am. Just for people knowing we are sitting down, but I'm not very tall. All right. He was a huge force as far as like an influence on the next generation of players. Everything from the fashion to the swagger to the way that they approach the game. I mean, he was everything. In a lot of ways, he was an heir apparent to Michael Jordan in a lot of ways. If you really look at it. But I would have loved for him to get the love that he didn't get really until his Hall of Fame speech, and that's when people really started coming back around on Chuck. So I would have loved to see him get his flowers though when he was in the league. The last two, they both went out kind of unceremoniously for different reasons. Well, both were injury related, but one was injury related in another way. Larry Bird. Larry Bird basically went out laying on the floor like this with a towel under his chin, watching the games. And then it's like after the Dream Team thing, he just kind of faded into obscurity. I didn't even realize that he had retired. Kind of
Exactly.
It's like he just left. And it would have been nice because most people who know ball, Larry Bird is no further down on the list than 15th. Most people who really watch Larry Bird play, he's in their top 10. So it's like you're talking about a guy who is and many consider the greatest white player that's ever played the game, period. So it's like, Larry Bird is, to see him just kind of fade away. You just kind of fade away after the Olympics. It was very strange the way it went out. But at the time, I think pretty apropos for how people would leave. And last but not least, the other side of that coin, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, although he did a couple of stints where he came back and forth and all that stuff, he never really got the send-off that he deserved. He did not get the send-off for a bevy of reasons. I mean, people often ask me, what has Magic Johnson ever done? And
Yo, come on, man.
We're not gonna finish that.
No, I'm not.
What do you do, man?
Well, he didn't get a good send-off.
He won championships, yo.
Yeah.
He won chips.
Yeah, he scored.
He got AIDS. I couldn't stop myself. He went out because he had AIDS. And that's pretty much the long and short of it. So yeah, that's he would have gotten all the flowers if his career would have naturally come to a close. And I think he wouldn't have shut down like Larry Bird, where he was just hurt and then he just faded away. I think Magic Johnson, they would have stopped games. They would have done ceremonies at halftime or in the middle or whatever. That would have been one of the bigger ones. How they were treating Kobe at the end, they would have treated Magic at the end. So those are my three. Yeah.
Nice. Bill, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch up a couple of my joints. I'm gonna start off with so when we talk about farewell tour, I think of the two people I think of off the top of my head. I think of Kobe, of course. Then I think of
Yep.
Wade. Like every game, Wade was swapping his jersey out, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, who would have benefited from that, right? So one of my picks is Tim Duncan, right? Because I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, he
Yep.
was just
Yep.
playing, and then he just, he got that chip, and then he just went out of there. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yes, he
Which
did.
is, and I was like, man, when there are a lot of people that consider Tim to be, the top power forward, whatever. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And so to be able to kind of be celebrated, I think that would have been good. But I also kind of see why he didn't, because that kind of fits more with his personality. Um,
Yeah.
Another person that I think would have benefited would have been Tracy McGrady.
Mm.
Because he finished his career on the bench, man. I know he cooked that back, man. You know what I mean? He cooked that
I
back.
can see.
Once you cook that back, man, it's not. It ain't too much more you could do with that, man. But if I recall correctly, I think he finished his career on the bench with the Spurs.
Yep.
Um,
No,
so
he
Yeah.
did.
when you look at that, it's like, yeah, I wish you would have got to celebrate McGrady because McGrady was giving it to folks, man. He was that dude for a long time, man. He
He
had a
was.
really good career, and the injuries took over, and he kind of, you know, got into a position where he didn't get the acclaim that he should have been getting. But I wish he would have got to really celebrate, a lot of the things he was doing. Um, for my last pick, I'm gonna go with. Uh, Again, this is off the top because I know we kind of had to move some pieces around, but I think maybe like one of the old heads, man, one of the older dudes. You know what I mean? Maybe like even Kareem. And I feel like Kareem, he was
Oh yeah.
there. I feel like Kareem got a chance he got a chance to play his career out. But it was like, all right, man. It was like folks kind of didn't really give him the buckets like they kind of should have at the latter part of his career. If he had a really chance to kind of finish out and again kind of get that acclaim, get that respect, and get that acknowledgement. I think that would have been good, not just for him but for the league as well.
Yeah.
And when we talk about that farewell tour, it's a couple of big time names that's going to be going out. If it was something that was kind of understood from the league perspective,
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be good for the league. When you talk about folks pushing off and getting MVPs and all that. If you had something where you recognizing, the people that had the actual talent, you know what I'm saying, and don't push off and get
Mm.
MVPs, you know what I mean? I think that'd be good for the league. So
It's a nine.
shout
Gotcha.
out to him.
I love it. Hey, not only
Listen,
that, if I could just butt in real quick, I think
for
that
sure.
that's another reason why people don't have Kareem as high on their list too, because he didn't get that kind of thing at the end.
No.
We'll probably talk about him more on those.
Reign was
I mean, they
40.
gave him a little rocking chair and all that stuff at halftime, a couple
Come on.
things and all that stuff, but it wasn't like really a send off. He should have been celebrated more.
They should have gave him a
Kareem,
Yeah.
luau send off.
Kareem was moving like that's pretty good.
The
That's pretty
worst.
good. I don't want to step on the joke. That's pretty good.
The
Let the
goddamn
joke
pits.
sit. Let
Yeah.
it
The
sit.
goddamn pits.
Kareem was moving like the Sandman off Apollo, man, when it was time for him to go out, man. So so it was time, bro. It was time. They didn't want to give him
They
that
no
props like he
keep.
need. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun. He was done out.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna let Greg take us home on this topic, yo. So, I swapped out one of my guys, which was Larry Bird. I did him justice there. It was sad to see him go out that way, but I would have loved to see him get a farewell tour. But I swapped him out for Shaq. Shaq, like I said, he tasted the rainbow. He played for every team, and I really
Yeah.
wish he did. Nah, he got the Skittles jersey, yo. Shaq
Yeah, he
played
got
for
my 14 jersey, bro.
everybody.
He
Yeah,
got
I
he
was
got
like,
all the
yo,
Infinity
He,
Stones.
he put up
Shaq
Chris
got all.
Gatlin numbers with the
literally.
jersey.
I
Yeah,
would.
and as a Lakers fan, seeing Shaq in a Boston jersey, I was like, why? You would have been better off going and play for the Fort Wayne Ants, like in 2K or something, yo. Don't
Yo,
go play for Boston, yo.
Antoine, do you
Like,
remember when he put on that Cleveland jersey and he was like, win a ring for the king?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing? But
Oh my
he
goodness.
has such a larger than life personality. He's a extra large human being who dwarfs most people who might be 6'5" or whatever and in shape. Like he's unreal, right? had a chance to meet him. I always tell this bullshit story, but it's real. When I was in Texas or whatever, and I was part of a basketball all-star team, he was getting ready to get drafted to out of LSU, and he was in his prime. So you've never seen a dude this tall with muscles wide as your whole torso, who also moved like people don't remember Prime Shaq could get up and down that floor.
Yeah.
So like I would love to have seen him get a farewell tour where, he's like dunking and just having fun. And of course, I think somebody talk about D Wade with the jersey swap. He would have been a great guy to do that with. Yeah, so Shaq was there. My number two was Isaiah Thomas, the original little guy for me to change the game.
Nice.
I don't think he gets enough love or respect, and his career demands it. The barriers he broke, if you know his story as a ball player and his, how he got to be where he got to be. Listen, he deserved to be celebrated far and away more than what he ever has. And I think much like hip hop and basketball in particular, football does it a little bit, but definitely in basketball, we push people who've had great, incredible careers out the door by just saying, "Oh, you've been around for 15 years, time to go," instead of actually celebrating them and showcasing what made them great. Because you don't get enough. We have not seen yet another Isaiah Thomas. Shout out to the other little guy, but we ain't talking about you. You don't see another MJ. You don't, and no matter how hard Kobe tried, he wasn't MJ, right? You don't get another Shaq, right? You don't get another KG. Big Ticket was something like out of a novel, yo. Like his whole story, all the different high schools to actually going pro, and just even his workout for the league was insane. So like when you have these personalities, you want to see. So you want to be able to see what it would be like for a farewell tour. My number one, to somebody's point earlier, obviously he went down for non-basketball related injuries, but Magic Johnson, I mean, probably one of the greatest winners the world will ever know in the sports or sports entertainment world. Like everything Magic touches turns to gold, man. Like, listen, he's beaten. Actually, we're not gonna go there. Let's just say he's beaten everything that you could possibly beat in this lifetime. All right. And, double, triple entendre for y'all out there, if you know, if you know. But Magic is always smiley, always great energy, always great with the fans, always great with like the other players. And I think that the other players kind of gravitate towards him for one reason or another. And it's just, if he had a chance to have a farewell tour, I think it would have been like watching like a rock star fill out like stadiums. Like it would have been insane. Literally that. Yo, G, take us on this topic.
All right, y'all pretty much covered everybody. So I'm just gonna keep it real simple and sweet. I'm just gonna keep it a Philly thing.
Okay.
So, number one, definitely Allen Iverson. He was basically the face of the league, man. He was iconic is the word that comes through. He's the first true hip hop basketball player that we ever really seen. He can't be replaced, man. He's a definite original. Swag on and off the court. I mean, just one of the best ball players you ever see. And honestly, despite all the trouble that people say he's been in and all the bullshit with the law and all that, one of the best guys ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a great, genuine person. So on and off the court, that man should have been celebrated. Moving on, Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley
like
definitely should have been celebrated on his way out. I know he didn't win a championship, but he is one of the greatest personalities that the game has ever seen, and one hell of a ball player. I'll tell you right now, he's probably, I don't know where he ranks in power forwards, but it's somewhere in the top 5 at some point. He's definitely I don't think that there's, between him and Allen Iverson, I don't know who's done more with less height in their career at their position.
He was the Bo Jackson of the Tecmo basketball.
He was unstoppable.
He was unstoppable.
He was unstoppable. And he doesn't get the respect that he deserves at all, in my opinion. Because people look at Charles Barkley now and they just kind of treat him like he's a fat clown. But if you knew Charles Barkley in the 80s and the 90s, him motherfucker was no joke.
You wouldn't run up on him with your camera talking about you ain't
with no joke on the court. He was no joke in these streets. Charles Barkley would throw you through a window and then put 25 up the next night with 17 rebounds. Charles was a beast. And last but not least,
fat clown is crazy.
Yeah, they treat him like he's a fat clown. I don't like the disrespect.
Fair.
Facts.
And last but not least, and I would say the person who is probably the sole reason for the modern era of basketball, Dr. J. Julius Erving deserved a much better send-off.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they were doing those kind of send-offs and stuff back then,
Nah.
but Dr. J is the reason that the game is what it is today. Because without Dr. J, there ain't no Michael Jordan. Without Michael Jordan, the rest of these niggas ain't doing what they doing.
Oh, well.
Excuse my French. He would play. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was the inspiration for this generation's inspiration. He was not only like one of the greatest basketball players, also one of the coolest people on the planet. I mean,
will do, man.
Dude looked like a movie star. He was amazing. He had
literally
like he had all the gifts to be a superstar in this league. I mean, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird saved the league to begin with, but they wouldn't even have had a chance to do what they did had Julius Erving not come in and put asses in the seats. So right. Julius Erving, he definitely deserved a bigger send off than he got. So that's my spiel. Keeping it Philly.
Keeping it Philly, PHILI, period. Listen, we're going to keep this going, right? I think that is fair to say, celebrate the folks who are great, right? In every league, all the sports. Don't turn your nose up at them. Let's bring back farewell tours, but only for those who deserve no push-offs. But anyways, we're going to pivot into our last topic here. Yeah, I hate the push-offs. I'm sorry, I can't.
Push-offs.
The amount of disdain, listen, I'm about to get into that now with this March Madness topic, right?
Kids are watching.
Your top three, huh?
So like that guy said, the kids are watching. What are we doing?
Yeah. your top three NCAA championship games of all time, right? And this don't have to be definitively the best games ever, but your favorite. And so with that, I'm actually going to go to you, Aj. You got the Georgetown on. You got the Hoya.
I do.
Got the A.A. John Thompson.
Prior to my Hampton days, my squad was Georgetown. Shout out to Victor Page, Allen Iverson, Al Harrington, Patrick Ewing. The list goes on. But my three games actually all have a very similar thread, and it's not Georgetown, although Georgetown is in the first of these. I'll go in chronological order, I guess. Georgetown v. Carolina, 1982, A.K.A. Michael Jordan's coming out party. Unfortunately, my team lost a heartbreaker because some freshman dirtbag got it on the wing and splashed down with like 17 seconds left. I don't know whatever became of that guy, but I'm sure he didn't have much of a future. But it was a fantastic game.
Be like Mike.
My second game that I found to be like the most memorable of my youth is Michigan versus Carolina 1993. That's the Chris Webber timeout game. Big that basically broke up the Fab Five. That basically broke up Jalen Rose and C. Webb. I mean, like that was a huge game and really in the annals of basketball lore. This is a big deal. Eric Montrose got a ring off of that. George Lynch got a ring
Rest
off
in peace,
of that.
Eric Montrose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chill, man.
But
I remember Montrose.
But yeah, man, that was a fantastic game. And again, that was a star-studded affair, and it was a fantastic game. I could have gone hometown and gone with the Terps win victory for my last one, but I did not. Again, Carolina is back in it. Carolina versus Villanova, for those who are uninitiated, 2016. Chris Jackson hit the shot, one of the shots of all shots in the NCAA tournament. Shot that, quite frankly, if you ever picked up a basketball and even had an inkling of a hoop dream, you hit that shot 1,000 times in your parking lot, in your driveway, at your school, outside of your school or wherever. But you never really hit it in the NCAA finals, except if you're Chris Jackson for Villanova, still a soldier. I mean, like, this is a great game. Probably one of the best finals that you'll see in any sport of all time. But yeah, my common thread is Carolina, funny enough, but my childhood team was Georgetown. I'm done.
Nice. I was going to go last on this topic, but you took two of my three, so I'm going to jump in here, right?
Which ones?
I love it. Oh, you're about to find out. So my number three was the C-Web timeout game, right? And so the reason I love that game, other than it being great, I'm not going to overstep the point, is one thing: pressure. when you watch a lot of these NCAA championships, it's a lot of pressure. March Madness itself is one thing, knockout. But when you get to the championship and you're a player of C-Web's caliber and you accidentally dribble into the corner and then you think you have a timeout and you call it and that's the ball game. It was a 2-point game at that point. I don't think people remember, right? And so I just felt bad for him, man. Like I forgot all about, the score got blew on out because of, free throws and all of that. You just said, damn, I wish they had a timeout because you wanted to see that go on. So that ending is epic for obviously bad reasons for him, but incredible game. The other one is the Nova and UNC. And I liked it for two reasons. MJ was in the house and UNC actually hit a big shot.
The ceiling is the roof, baby.
But you know what makes that game epic for even more than that? They ran a play on that actual last thing. It was like a pick. It wasn't just like a heave. And I just thought it was incredibly beautiful. And it was one of those things that watching it live, you saw it happen when homeboy set the screen. I said, oh shit, he's about to shoot it. And he hit, I think it was Jenkins or somebody hit that shot.
Chris Jenkins, I think is his name. Yeah.
It was over. And I was just like, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. But my number one is going back to the push-offs, right? And so my mom is from Arkansas, right? So in 1994, the Arkansas Razorbacks beat the Dukies, right, of Blue Devilville, 76-72. Why did I like this game? It was an incredible game of basketball back when the bigs played like bigs, right? And so you had Corliss Williamson.
Yes.
These dudes were banging down low and fighting for the ball. And it was everything I grew up loving about basketball, where, you're fighting for position, they're getting buckets, great defense. And one team was just not that much better than another. So it literally went down to the wire. And it was an incredible game, man. If you don't know, check out that game from 94? Yes, 1994. In addition to Duke losing, you saw those Razorbacks with Nolan Richardson winning his first ever championship, and it was really, really good. So with that, I'm gonna throw it to UT. What you got?
Two of mine have already been addressed, so I'll list them, then I'll do the last one. So the Carolina Georgetown Michael Jordan game, of course, is one of them.
Love it.
And I also had the Carolina versus Michigan game for '93. Because, I always want to put the Fab Five in there somewhere because they were my favorite. I don't really do the college sports thing very much. After them, they were just kind of the pinnacle for me. And I just kind of was like, forget it once they were done. But the last one I have, I didn't actually watch the game a little bit before my time as far as watching basketball and stuff on TV consistently. But it was a really important game. And it was a clash of the Titans kind of game. And it was 1979, Michigan State Spartans against Indiana State Sycamores. We had Magic against Larry Bird in their college championship.
That's a good one, man.
To me, that's
the best game ever in college history.
You guys are balling, man. I've seen highlights. I didn't, of course, see the game in real time, but it was an awesome game.
Jeez, that's nice. A good pick, DJ.
Damn good pick.
That's a great pick.
Yo, G, what you got?
Also on me?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me make sure I get this right. This is just our favorite college games and tournaments, right?
No, the championships.
So the finals.
Yeah, for all the marbles, for the trophy.
Well, let me go ahead and give you an honorable mention real quick because I was going to mention this one. When Allen Iverson and Ray Allen went head-to-head, beautiful game. I don't know if y'all remember that. That Ray Allen.
You talking about the Big East game, or you talking about
the
championship?
Yeah, that was insane.
Ray Allen hit that lucky ass shot.
That was the lucky shot ever. That was bullshit. That was
broke my damn heart, man. I was like,
bullshit.
No.
I remember that shot, yo.
Yeah, I hated Jesus. I couldn't stand Jesus Shuttleworth.
I didn't like Ray Allen for years because of that.
I still don't like his ass. Tight shirt wearing ass nigga, man. I still don't like
it. Okay. Now, I don't know if these are like my favorite or best games, but these are just the most memorable ones that I remember watching.
Okay.
Let's start with the first college game I ever remember, and that is Villanova against Georgetown, when Villanova didn't miss a shot the entire game, and I had to watch my dad sit on the couch and lose his whole mind entire game because my dad is the biggest Patrick Ewing fan ever.
Yeah.
So, and now, of course, I was heartbroken too because I'm with my dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my dad here. I'm with Pops.
Absolute.
But apparently, and I watched it now, just like it looks really easy to score.
They won't miss.
Yeah, they were not missing. They shot like as a team, it's like 77%. That's almost impossible.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I don't remember what they shot from the free throw line, probably 100. But I know from the floor, 77% is insane. That's not normal for any team. The next one after that, the Christian Laettner against Kentucky buzzer beater in, what was it, 92?
I believe so.
Yeah. And when I saw that shot, that's when I knew that Christian Laettner was going to be a bust. Because I was like, there's no way.
All downhill from here, dude.
I was like, you better enjoy this, bud. This is as good as it gets because you're not gonna pull this off in the NBA. You're not that dude. It's all Krzyzewski. But it was an incredible game, and props to Christian Laettner. Maybe the best college career basketball ever. Right up there. No, not ever. In my era, obviously the best one ever is Kareem, and then Bill Walton probably right after that. And
Bill Walton was. Yeah.
But in the modern era, in color TV, Christian Laettner probably has the greatest college career ever. And for the last one, because I was gonna throw in the Allen Iverson one, I'll just throw in the Jordan one. That was the day the star was born.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we have the same Jordan without that game, but of course we probably do because he's a goddamn lunatic and he refuses to
wait. Was that the same game where Sleepy Floyd threw away the pass? Or am I confused?
Yes.
Yeah, you're.
I think it was Michael Jackson who threw. Was it Sleepy Floyd or Michael Jackson?
Somebody got lemon booty and threw it away.
Hey, come on.
Relax, man.
What are you doing?
My bad.
Relax, man.
My bad.
Go ahead, G. My bad, yo.
No, you're all good. But yeah, I'll go with that one instead of going with the ultimate heart. Damn, that's a lot of Georgetown heartbreak in this goddamn list.
Jesus. It is. That's why.
In fact, that is Patrick Ewing's entire career, just heartbreak after heartbreak. We're gonna have to do a deep dive on this. Patrick Ewing is a lot
of the Jordan induced.
Yeah, another Jordan induced loss. Patrick Ewing may be the greatest loser ever, and I don't mean that as far as him being like a loser. Like he's really good, but he just could not win, ever.
He won a championship.
He didn't win like
he got a college joint.
Patrick Ewing he got thrown a bad hand, yo. He got he should have won at least 2-3.
Those Knicks were loaded.
Exactly.
He choked.
That's the point.
He did a finger roll. He should have dunked it.
Yeah, make your layups, bro. He might got a ring, brother.
Yeah, those Knicks were loaded. He should have got one. Pat should have got one.
He should have got one.
He did just a buzzsaw. He ran into buzzsaw after buzzsaw after buzzsaw. God damn it, Pat. Man, the saddest thing I ever seen was that man in those goddamn Orlando stripes. Anyway, let's just move on. I'm getting depressed. Saddest shit I ever seen. That's a nigga. That's a nigga who needed a better send off. Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing deserved.
Ewing could have got one. Yeah,
he deserved better, man.
He could have got a championship too if he got on his tippy toes and dunked it. But anyways, Big Bill, take us home on this topic.
His hands were fucked up. What you want?
Son said, "Oh."
All right. So two of my choices have been named, but we're gonna talk about them either way. I'm gonna go from 3 to 1. So number 3, I got UNC versus Villanova, 2016. Chris Jenkins hit that shot. I was cheering for UNC that year. I think I had him in my bracket. Man, I dropped to the ground like Craig Elo when Jordan hit that jump ball. That broke my spirit, yo. Golly, yo. I'm still tight about that joint too. That was a good shot, man. And Chris Jenkins' brother was on the other team, and he hit the shot on his brother's team, yo. So that was legendary. That was my number 1 before I kind of went through the memory banks. Number two, man, UNC Georgetown. Like I said, my man got the lemon booty and gave the ball up. And
Calm down,
and
man.
Mike, yo, he started that legendary track, man. Hit that jumper on them boys. You know what I mean?
Yo, chill, man.
Yep.
Shout out to
Whatever
Mike,
happened to
man.
whatever happened to that guy? I mean,
I
like
don't know, man. I don't know.
this is
I don't
nobody.
know.
I mean, what is
I don't know. I heard he got it. I heard he got into NASCAR or something. I don't know what's up with
yeah.
him.
Put
Uh,
them numbers.
yeah, number one, man, and I'm surprised nobody named it. NC State versus Houston, man. Fly Slam and Jammer.
Oh, I
Them
forgot
boys,
about that. Yeah,
them
yeah,
boys
yeah.
from NC State. So now this happened in '83. I ain't gonna age myself, you know what I mean, but I ain't watched this game when it occurred. But I did see it on the documentary Survive in Advance. Them boys from NC State had to win 9 games in a row to get that chip.
Good
They had to win 9 in a row. Think about that. A lot of times, folks they'll lose in the conference championships or do do poorly somewhere. They had to win 9 games in a row, survive in advance. They put that together, man. They had only probably one extraordinary NBA player on the team with Thurl Bailey. Rest of the dudes got drafted or made a team, but they, respectfully didn't have that big of an impact in the league. And they were able to
Exactly.
get out there and get past Akeem and that sucker Clyde Drexler, man. So
Whoa,
a shout out to
Clyde
them, man, for putting
slander.
that.
Wow,
Wait,
what
it's
Don't
my
talk bad about
turn,
Clyde. He
guys.
had a full
happened
head of hair.
It's
there?
my turn. Well, I thought I waited. I chilled. It's my turn.
Oh,
Good God.
It's my turn, bro.
Dang. Go
Look, man,
ahead.
they came out, they got them dudes out of there, man. Shout out to NC State, man. Shout out, rest in power, Jim Valvano. You know what I mean? Put that team together, man. Thurl
Yep.
Bailey. I think my man Sidney Lowe. Forgot the rest of them, man. They put that team together, man. Got out there. You know what I mean? They was able to do that, man. Shout out to them. That's my top three, man. I said what I said.
Oh man, how dare you, man? Thorough Bailey. What an old name, Thorough Bailey.
Thurl put up some decent numbers.
I remember Thorough Bailey. Yeah, yeah,
Thurl put up
Man,
some decent numbers.
yo,
We're
how
not
many
gonna do that
thorough
to
have
Thurl.
ever been made,
We're
yo?
not we're not gonna do that to Thurl. We're not gonna do that to Thurl.
I'm just saying. You slandered the glide. What are you talking about?
And I stand on it. And
Yo,
I
no,
stand on
yo,
it, yo.
you need to stand away from that. You need to stand
I
away from
stand on it, yo.
yeah.
I stand on it, bro.
man. You don't
Yo,
listen.
shout out to Clyde the Glide, yo. But listen,
Hell no.
ladies and gents, he stands on business. That's our show. We say la vie. We'll see you again sooner than you think on TakeOff Sports Talk. I'm Smallwood Worldwide. That's Big Bill. We got the Goodman brothers, G, T, and Och. We'll see you again sooner than you think. Peace.